really kind of shocked a lot of people when he had what seemed to be an impromptu interview outside the Kremlin, oddly enough. But he said something that was very much out of the ordinary.
Это решение будет принято. Это будет означать не что иное, как прямое участие стран НАТО, Соединенных Штатов, европейских стран в войне на Украине. Это их прямое участие. И это уже, конечно, существенным образом меняет саму суть, саму природу конфликта. Это будет означать, что страны НАТО, США, европейские страны воюют с Россией. А если это так, то, имея в виду изменение самой сути этого конфликта, мы будем принимать соответствующие решения, исходя из тех угроз, которые нам будут создавать.
So that was a clear shot across the bow. Now, as you've been noticing by watching many of our shows in the past, certainly go on our channel and look at some of the recent things we published. There are a lot of people in the United States, in the West, that don't believe that at all. They don't believe a word of him. It's just bluster. He's not gonna. He doesn't mean it. He's certainly not going to go to war with NATO when he can't even handle Ukraine. That's the belief. So don't listen to anything he says there. It's just a weak attempt to try to stop people from using long-range weapons. We'll see how that's going to work out there. Now, after he said that, then 2 nights ago, there was a massive strike very deep in Russia, northwest of Moscow, hundreds of kilometers away from the Ukraine-Russian border. The Ukraine side was successful in getting its own long-range drones. Apparently, a whole swarm of about 100 of them attacked a bomb facility and a storage depot that contained apparently large numbers of missiles, rockets, artillery pieces, other kinds of ammunition in this massive explosion in the Tver region. Gary, if you can bring up some of that stuff, that video there, because this left a big impression on the Russians, of course, because they see not only has their land been attacked in the Kursk area physically, but now then they're starting to have deeper strikes here. We've also seen recently how apartment buildings in high-rise apartment buildings in Saratov have been struck by a drone. Apartment building in Moscow has been struck by drones. And then now this one here. And Putin is coming under a lot of pressure from his people, not saying, why are you conducting this war? Stop. But the exact opposite. They're saying, why are you holding yourself back? Just imagine seeing an explosion like the one that Gary's showing on the screen right here in your country. And you're going to be furious with your leader if he doesn't do something about it. You're not going to be mad at him for, gosh, you brought this war on us, because we see the rally around the flag thing. It certainly was the case in the United States on 9/11. Did we say, gosh, President Bush, what's wrong with you for messing up with those darn Arabs in the Middle East? You should pull out. Of course not. It was the exact opposite. And if anybody is stupid enough to think that somehow the Russians are different than that and they're going to respond differently than that, then you need to go see a therapist, because that is not the case right now. So the question is going to be, what is Russia going to do? What kind of response might they take here? Now, Lavrov gave us, the foreign minister Lavrov gave us a bit of a warning of what may come, and what the Russian side are thinking about when he said this.
Запад не хочет избежать эскалации. Запад, по-русски говоря, нарывается. Очень важно понимать, что у нас есть своя доктрина, в том числе доктрина использования ядерного оружия, которая, кстати, сейчас уточняется, и о которой американским деятелям очень хорошо известно. И мы сейчас еще раз подтверждаем, что игра с огнем, а они, как дети малые, со спичками балуются, это очень опасная штука для взрослых дяденек и тетенек, которым доверено ядерное оружие в той или иной западной стране.
Okay, now again, many Western commentators, most Western commentators dismiss that as well, just the same as what Putin said. He's just echoing what Putin said. He's just more empty rhetoric. They're not going to do any of that. But then you got to look at actions, and that's what Lavrov said. And then subsequent to that, we've seen that they have a very large nuclear submarine, nuclear-powered, nuclear weapons submarine, capable submarine, is patrolling in the Pacific. And so you see that they've assisted the most powerful weapons they have in their Pacific Fleet is now rolling around there. Now this is on top of a huge naval exercise that has been going on between Russia and China in